Good morning, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Kenya. Today is a beautiful Friday, January 24th, and we are in 2025. 2025. Happy New Year, everyone. I know we've heard it a couple times and we're at the end of the month. Yeah, Patrick. Yeah, it's worth some applause. Yeah, we're moving forward. We're doing wonderful, wonderful things. I know that we're here today to share the message. I'm not afraid of the dark anymore that I want to deliver. And we have some beautiful shining lights in the house that are going to share their love with each and every one of us. We have Wilkester, who will do an opening treatment. We have Paul, who will do a meditation. And we have Patrick, who will do a benediction. And Patrick, if I zoom past that benediction before we sign out, throw yourself at me. Say, Reverend Barb, stop. We're going to close out with treatment because I'm so in it all the time. So I give you total permission to do that. So there's some stuff happening today to set the table. I just want to let you know, you've heard of who our beautiful serving stars are today's service. They're practitioners. And I want to now welcome our lead practitioner, Michelle Taylor, who heads our education along with myself and so many other beautiful souls here, Pat and Claire and Karen serving. Will you tell us what's going on in our community and what's upcoming and what everyone should be aware of?
Sure. So starting this coming week is opening to possibility on Monday. You can still sign up if you're interested. It otherwise goes by the name of What If It All Goes Right? And that class is shifted. So if you've taken it before, feel free to take it again. Art and science of treatment. So you'll learn how to do our 5-step prayer. That's on Thursdays. And don't forget that when Barb comes to town, she's going to be doing discovery. So start inviting friends now.
We'll do an in-person discovery. Thanks, Michelle. That's going to be so great. I'm so excited to meet your family and friends and community and build our community. Okay, I will give the talk today so you know the format of what's going to happen today. And at the end, I'm going to share the update with Reverend Gwen. Okay, so we're going to open, as we do with all things, with treatment, spiritual mind treatment. I will sing following that treatment, and then Wilkester will go into the meditation. Sorry, Paul will go into the meditation. Wilkester, if you would open us up with prayer, please.
Join me as we go within, recognizing the one power and presence is everywhere. Present and knowing that I am an individualized expression of this one power, one life, one essence. I open myself to a great understanding and acceptance of the infinite potentials. And as I identify with the all-knowing, the all-powerful, all everywhere present, I allow the Spirit to work through me, by means of me, and as me, and as each one of us in this room, in this platform. I am open, receptive to receive the good that is coming. Each of us is open to the great understanding and acceptance of this uniqueness, of this truth, of this letting go of the dark feelings, of the dark life, of the dark sides of our lives. As I say yes. As we expand ourselves, our knowing, our experience of self-love, of self-knowledge, I know that each of us is enhancing and embracing with a lot of courage, with a lot of love, this moment, the moment of now, the moment of knowing that is holding back, the moment of letting go the dark moments. I'm so grateful for the internet, for everyone who made it in this platform, for even saying yes, for our teachers to step in to add value to what we already know. And thought or feeling of unworthiness or impossibility is immediately and instantly dismissed. I say no to any room of delay, of losing focus, as I affirm clarity, understanding. Rejoicing in this moment, I speak the words of connection, the words of being open, the words of knowing who we are as I welcome our teacher. Grateful that this is already done. I raise my words to the law of mind, knowing that it is the best and it is done. And together we say, and so is it.
And so it is.
So it is.
And so it is.
I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. I am opening. I am opening. My heart is ready to receive. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know.
In this very moment, being still, let's take a few minutes to nourish our souls with the truth. The truth that there is only God. And that God expresses itself through us and as us. And with this realization, we calm ourselves. We still ourselves and relax in the knowing that we are nothing but an expression of this one. We are nothing but life expressing itself through us. Let's just take a few minutes to ponder on this truth. To nourish our souls with this truth. That all is well and that life is expressing itself through us perfectly. Through our own experiences and through our own individual circumstances. Let's take a few minutes to ponder this and to know this deeply. still being immersed in this truth. And now I invite you to gently bring your awareness back into the service and being fully aware that this truth never ceases. Even throughout the service, you're just nothing but life and God expressing itself as us and through us. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Wilkester. I love when we come together, we ground ourselves in our principles of treatment and meditation and mindfulness. I love, love, love when we do this together. Okay, friends, take a breath. Take a breath because we're about to go on an adventure of singing together. You know what to do for this song. You are this song. We are this song. Here we go. We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shining bright within us all. We are a part of one another. We're born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one. Woo! We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shining bright in us all. We are a part of one another. We're born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one. Take it up. We are one people, one strong heartbeat, just one spirit shining bright in us all. We are a part of one another. We're born to love each other. When it's all said and done, we are one. When it's all said and done. Let me see those spirit fingers. We are one. I love seeing you guys sing. Wilkester, I see you. I see everyone singing. Oh, what a beautiful celebration of unity. Yeah, yeah. Whoever just did that bass line, yeah, I solidify that with you. Oh my gosh. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. I want to thank you for being here today. And I want to welcome all those people that I didn't welcome earlier. I see Anastasia is here. I see Reverend Catherine is here. Oh, the talk title today, I'm not afraid of the dark anymore. And in our time together today, what I want to do is attempt to weave what I think are two profound teachings into a single harmonious thread. Hey, we're all familiar with the Science of Mind text, right? And the first 4 chapters are vital of that Science of Mind text to what we espouse, what we teach here. And they are the thing itself, the way it works, and what it does, and how to use it. Now, there's another amazing book that I love, and it is called The 4 Agreements, and it is by Don Miguel Ruiz. And this book is comprised of 4 agreements. Those agreements are: be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions, and do your best. And by the way, Reverend Pat is going to be teaching sometime in the future something on the 4 agreements. So you do want to pay attention, watch closely, and sign up for that when it's happening. As I mentioned, I want to try to attempt to weave the 4th chapter of the Science of Mind, how to use it, and the 4th agreement, always do your best. To me, those are 2 profound teachings, and I want to move them into one harmonious thread. Ernest Holmes said, insights. He said things that really were insightful in that 4th chapter of the Science of Mind, how to use it. And I believe Don Miguel Ruiz's 4th agreement from the 4 agreements, always do your best. They are principles that, when united, can offer us a transformative roadmap for creating a life that is both purposeful and fulfilling. You all know there's a power within us, right? Show of hands. Somebody show me. We all know. Thank you, Reverend Verona, Claire. Yes, okay. We all know. I saw you come out, Anthony. Thanks for coming out. There's a power within us. How do we use this power? Ernest Holmes begins the chapter, How to Use It, with what I believe is a simple but revolutionary idea. He says there's a creative power in the universe, and we are, in fact, believe it or not, always using it, whether consciously or unconsciously. Holmes tells us that this power responds to our thoughts, our beliefs, our feelings, and it mirrors back to us what we hold as true. Science of mind, it's really a really simple religion or philosophy, science of mind. Here's the thing, it's just not easy to apply it and put it into action in your life sometimes. Science of Mind, the chapter 1, Science of Mind text, the thing itself, just quickly as an outline for those of you who are visiting us for the first time, and we so welcome you this morning, this evening. If we start with the thing itself, is the mind that governs everything. Chapter 2, the way it works, well, there's a power in the universe that I can use that is greater as that I am. To the extent to which I can understand, appreciate, is what I can do to use it. And the third chapter, what it does. Hey, friends, it does everything. What it does is attract to it everything that is required and everything that is necessary to fill that which I believe, what you believe in your thoughts to be true. And the fourth chapter, where we want to focus on today, how to use it. I use it through the use of my mind. The way that I think, as I said, the way that I feel, and how I apply it into my experience and my life is how I use it. And I know that sounds pretty basic and pretty simple. And the way that you use it, you make sure that all your thoughts and your belief systems are congruent, aligned with what you want and have in your life. And when you do that, what happens is everything that you desire in your life is attracted to you and given to you for your use to be able to utilize. Now, here's the challenge that I spoke of earlier. It's a simple religion, simple philosophy, but the challenge or the complexity with it is that we are so ingrained with the way that we think, with the way that we act, and the way that we react to the things around us, is that the end result, that keeping those thoughts and those ideas in a congruent fashion sometimes is somewhat of a challenge. Have you experienced that? Those of us that have been in this teaching for a beat? Perhaps? Yeah, I see some heads nodding. So when we talk about how to use it, what we're really talking about, and I'm going to give you the answer right up front so you don't have to wait or ask, what we're really doing, what we're really talking about is to get to every single one of our thoughts, every single one of your feelings, to be congruent, to be in alignment with what we want or desire to show up in our life. And it doesn't show up because of magic. It shows up because it's already there, friends. And you do it not by changing the outside world, but by transforming and changing something within yourself so that you can utilize it and that you can recognize what's already in existence. Now, that's really easy to say. And I know what a challenge it is to put into activity because I've been doing this for most of my life. Now, I know you guys all think I'm 21, but I turned 60 this year. I've been doing it for 30 years of my life and I'm still working it. I still haven't got it mastered. So I can only tell you today and share with you how to use it by giving you the demonstrations by what I know is taking action in my own life and what has worked for me. And it's the same thing as the treatment that Wilkester said when she said, stepping out of the darkness into the light. And what Paul said in his meditation, God expresses itself through us as us. What we have is a powerful, powerful tool that operates throughout the world, throughout our universe, throughout our life, and in every particle of life that is operating through and around in perfection. It's in perfection. It's always flowing in perfection. It responds to our thinking and to our thoughts with one simple answer to everything that we put into it. And that answer is always, anybody here in classes? What's that answer? It's always yes, friends. That answer is always yes. It gives us exactly what we expect to see in the world around us, and it provides for us in that perfection. Now, the examples behind it are absolutely everywhere. It provides to us what we want to see in our consciousness. And our consciousness is the sum total of all of our beliefs. So whether or not that consciousness is individual consciousness or collective consciousness, the set of shared beliefs, ideas, moral attitudes of society which operate unifying that force within our society. It can be called a race mind, not as in color of origins, but in human race and collective consciousness of the world, our communities, our families, all around us. It is an absolute mirror image of what our expectations are, and the law that is in action in that activity is what we often call God. We call it God a lot of the times. Now, this law, you've heard me say it before, you've heard it in your classes, it's not personal. It doesn't reward and it don't punish either. It simply delivers to us what we expect and gives us the answer yes to every single thing we put forward. I'm poor. Yes, you're poor. I'm not enough. Yes, you're not enough. I'm not worthy. Yes, you're not worthy. I'm sad. Yes, you're sad. Or I am a light of this world. Yes, yes, you are a light of this world. I am valuable. Yes, you are valuable. I am worthy. I am deserving. Yes, you are worthy. Yes, you are deserving. It delivers to you what you expect. Holmes writes, we live in a spiritual universe. God is, as Paul said, in, through, and around everything. All of it. Friends, even the stuff that we perceive as unfair, frightening, the illusion of perceived abandonment, God is in all of it. This means that we are not separate from the divine. Instead, in fact, we are expressions of it. And when we align our thoughts and our actions with this truth, capital T truth, we get to tap into an infinite reservoir of creativity and possibility. Now, Ernest Holmes, who is the founder, for those of you that are joining us for the first time, founder of this beautiful philosophy, he also warns us about this power works with the precision of a law. It does not judge, as I said, it does not discriminate, as I mentioned, but simply reflects the energy that we give to it. I have found this both empowering and truly humble, really humbling. So the question becomes, how do we use this power wisely? Holmes encourages us to focus our attention and intention on what we truly desire and to think clearly and to act with purpose. It's not enough to wish or hope. We must embody the beliefs and feelings that align with our goals. And in essence, we become the co-creators of our reality through deliberate intention and use of our thought. Have you heard of the writer and speaker Gabor Mate? I'm digging his stuff right now, just really digging it. He says the power of our word is trapped in a rigid structure of beliefs. And he goes on to say, before the mind can create the world creates our minds. Ah, come on. Before the mind can create the world creates our minds. And while we're always doing our best, The Last Agreement and the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, doing our best bridges the action of how to use it. When we look at Don Miguel Ruiz's fourth agreement, always do your best. At first look, at first glance, this idea might seem simple and obvious, but Ruiz's wisdom, as he shares with us, goes much deeper. In my opinion, he reminds us that our best will vary from moment to moment. It's going to look very different, friends, when we're healthy versus when we're tired, when we're joyful versus grieving, when we're faith-filled versus living in fear. It's going to look very different. And the key, he says, is to do your best in the present moment and to release any attachment to perfection. Why is this so important? Because it's through consistent effort, through showing up fully for life, that we begin to align with the creative power that Holmes speaks of. And when Ruiz teaches that when we do our best, we begin to avoid this trap of self-judgment, regret, guilt, shame. We learn to trust ourselves. And in doing so, when we do that, we begin to align ourselves with the flow of life. You getting it? You getting it? Are you with me? I feel that Ernest Holmes and Don Miguel Ruiz are essentially saying the same thing. What they're saying to me is that our thoughts and actions must work together. It's not enough to just sit and think about the life that we want. We must take, this is going to make me cry because this takes some power and some work from the inside out. We must take inspired action, doing our best to bring those things into solid form. And when we fail, and friends, we sometimes and most likely will, Ruiz reminds us to forgive ourselves and try again. And that's why I cry, because we get up and we do it again and again and again. I don't wake up in the morning and let the day decide what it will be for me. I get up, and before I put my feet on the ground, I say, my day will be ... Fill in the blanks. Because you see, there's an intersection of thought and action. And when we bring these ideas together, Holmes provides this metaphysical foundation and understanding of the creative power of thought. And Ruiz gives us a practical tool of effort, doing our best with what we have right now. Together, they create a cycle of creation. We think, we act, and the results reinforce our beliefs in what's possible. Here's an example. Imagine you're struggling with a health challenge. Ernest Holmes would tell you first to clarify your vision. What does perfect health, vibrant health look like and feel like for you? Align your thoughts and your beliefs and the outcome you desire. But Ruiz would add, don't get stuck in the planning phase. This is vital to the formula, friends. Take consistent, intentional action toward your goal, even if it's imperfect. And each step, no matter how small, is an expression of doing your best. Yes? Yes? And when you combine these two approaches, you stay in alignment with the universal creative process while staying grounded in the present moment. You allow for both the divine inspiration and the human effort to work together. Are you with me? So there are practical steps for integrating this, for integration. There's 4. Since we're talking about the first 4 chapters and the 4 agreements, I'm going to give you 4 practical steps. Number 1, and I'll post this after for everyone. Set clear intentions. I want you to take time each day to align your thoughts with what you want to create. We've learned how to use affirmations, visualizations, or prayer to focus on our energy. Number 2, take inspired action. Ask yourself, what is one step I can take today that reflects my intention? And then do your best, friends, to follow through. Number 3, release the outcome. Trust that the universe is working behind the scenes. Your job is to focus on the process, not to micromanage the results. And number 4, practice. Please practice self-compassion. When we fall short, remember Don Miguel Ruiz's words, under any circumstance, simply do your best. Forgive yourself and start again. And it's when we combine Holmes' understanding of thought through the creative force with Ruiz's call to action. When doing our best, we begin to live in harmony with the divine flow. And anything that's been frightening us and being afraid of the dark anymore doesn't exist. We realize that the universe is not working against us. It's actually working, as Paul said in his meditation and Wilkester said in her treatment, it's working through us. Every thought, every action, every moment becomes an opportunity to create a life of meaning and purpose. So in closing, I want to invite you to reflect on some questions. How are you currently using the creative power of your mind? Are your thoughts aligned with your deepest desires? And in your daily life, are you showing up and doing your best no matter what the circumstance? When we can continually and consciously use the power within us and commit to doing our best, we step into the fullness, my sacred community, of our full potential. We become active participants in the unfoldment of our lives, co-creators with the divine. And when we do this, we ain't afraid of the dark anymore. I love you. I value you. I appreciate you. And I honor you. Take a breath, take a breath. Any questions, any thoughts? Okay. I'm just going to stop the recording.